Hive Mind Network Online, Channel 0093. Secure uplink initiated.
I also know as battling you in the game NITE Team 4 for this week's Twitch. So, for this week, we don't have a lot of stuff to show. We're gonna discuss a lot about things that are coming because we have a lot of stuff coming and we want to make sure it's all cool for you guys. And I am here right now with Codex from Discord.
I mean, I'm from lots of places, but also Discord, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I get I get to talk to you the most. So, and for this week, the first thing I wanted to show you guys, we still have little things to show you because we didn't want to have nothing to show. We
It's
just
gonna be a lot of talking about things.
yeah, exactly. And for this week's Twitch, we want to show you guys the brand new frames that are gonna be in game. So this is a more advanced version of the frames. Just let me look. Is it? Oh yeah, well it's working. I was worried if the stream wasn't working. So everything's well.
No, the stream's fine.
Cool. So we have those those frames actually that are gonna be like the whole mechanic of how you're gonna get it. It's not 100% defined. But what we want to do with those frames is that there will be a gradual towards some kind of progression, you know. So let's say if you complete a certain mission, if you gain enough experience or whatsoever. So we want to have some kind of progression to get those frames. But like I said, right now we don't know if it's gonna be like with experience, like RPGs, or it's gonna be like you accomplish a certain mission and you get one of those. And you can always switch
They're
back.
mostly for bragging rights.
Exactly, and it'll be also you could also see it in multiplayer, so people will be able to see your cool frame, and you can like I said, you can always switch back to a simpler one if you don't want to, you know, brag too much about how cool.
You want to be like low key or like sort of incognito. People don't know what elite hacker you are. You can use a smaller frame.
Exactly, you just like you have the first frame there, and you're just hacking people hell up, and they don't know who's that, and you appear innocent, but you're actually super cool.
But you're actually a master hacker.
Exactly, and so those are for the frames, and I hope you guys like it. And it's like I said, it's gonna be like a progression. That's like the titles there that are more like if you pledge a certain
Like
amount.
your backer level and stuff like that, but the frames are earned.
Exactly, and what we have planned while we're there for the titles, and it would be cool. That's one of the things we talked about. It would be cool to have some way of like rewarding, let's say, Black Watchmen players to have like those certain titles. People that have been with us for a couple of years to have certain titles. So we plan to maybe have more titles. So we'll just have more, and we can like award people for playing the game a long time, for gaining a lot of experience, or for having played our other games. So that's one thing for the frames, and we have like once again a lot of things planned for the UI. Right now, we are currently working to redesign the whole agent profile interface. And
You might have seen we posted some sketches over on Facebook earlier.
yeah, exactly.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm gonna do actually, and just give me a sec.
Think.
I will. Yeah, there you go. I will show you one of the sketches that we have planned for the new agent profile. So this is like basically what we're trying to aim for. So you have right there your on the left your icon, your avatar on the middle, your frame, your title on the middle there, and you have like a really focus on the player, your rank, where you're at. If you have some type of progression or experience, it's gonna be out there, and you will have your achievements, your recent achievements, your recent reputation change, and well, you have some stat on the upper right will be like time spent on duty. So maybe your total time since the first day you've played, total time that you're playing since your last session, blah blah blah. So those will be your kind of stats you'll get there, and that's your summary window. You'll have your avatar window that you'll be able to select, like craft your window. So you'll be able to select your title, select your avatar, and select your frame. So that's for the avatar. And then your OS, that will be for your like your equipment, I might say, for your
Like skins and stuff, or
no, yeah, well, I think that it's for avatar actually. That in avatar we would choose your
what personalization
yeah,
stuff is.
exactly. You will get to choose like your skin also. I think it's an avatar. It's still gonna be in the menu that you guys all know from the main menu, I might say. But yeah, you'll be able to choose your skin also from avatar. Standard will be more of the resources, like let's say all your turbine cards, all your fox acid exploit, delivery root kits, all your
Cool. So it'll be a place to look at all of it and sort of have an overview.
yeah, exactly. And you have your descriptions on the right, and you'll be able to select them to like like what it can do is that we'll be able to put more lore into, like, let's say your items. And say when you're in Fox Acid, you need to do like an exploit database to know info, and maybe you won't have to do like you won't you do exploit database, but then you don't even have, like, let's say the description of like the exploit that you're having. Like, it says what you need to do, but you don't have like what does that
Yeah, it'll give
segmentation
you some
fault.
context.
Exactly. You don't know what like a segmentation fault does. Actually, you just know you have to use it in that pattern, but you don't know like it's lore. So that will give us a lot of space to put more lore into, like, which you guys have been using since in the beginning. So that's cool. And carrier, that would be more of everything you've made. So let's say all the missions you completed, all the hive minds, all the like all the rep you've gained. You have your recent changes, but in Curie you will have all your rep, and that would be all in the career section. And in Intel, you would have all the items we have right now. So if I close this, it would be those items, and maybe a little bit more than just those. But those will be interactable, because right now you can, like,
Yeah, they're just sort of placeholdery.
exactly, you can sort of use them and when you finish an hive mind, but what we plan and or would like to do is to make them like fully tradable, and to be able to, let's say you've completed a mission, you've received an intel, and you have a choice with that intel. Like, you could, let's say, distribute it to a certain agency, or you could destroy it or whatsoever, and you could keep it for later, and those would be in your intel. And when you go back in your intel and you play, let's say, on one of those, you would be able to pop the choice back and maybe to give it to an agency. Like, let's say you weren't sure if you want to give it to a certain agency. Well, you can keep it for later, and then you go back and you choose that agency and your choice. Or maybe you're like, well, it would, like, since I have it and no one else has it yet, I don't want anyone else to have it for whatever reason, I'll destroy it. So you have a little more choice with your intel, and that's like kind of the ideas that we planned to do for the agent profile. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of changes. That's why we don't we haven't released a patch in some time, because we're really working on big updates. As some of you guys know, we're also working on the academy, which is another big part, and like we're trying to merge most of all of those changes together. So yes, it will have it will be like a huge update at once, and like,
Which is good.
yeah, exactly. and with the academy, there's a lot of stuff coming in, and we really focus a lot of our energy on that, because we want to release it as soon as possible. That's basically the reason. We want it out. We want people to try it, test it, tell us if they love it, and try to show new players this awesome game. And other stuff that's coming towards like UI revision would be the command center, which is like a merge of your case file right on the right, which is all your info on, say, any mission, and on the left you have your multiplayer. And we want to add more details, more functions, and one of the things we're developing is an actual server system that you can see all the games that are not private. You can create private games, you can join them or not, and the backend for that is mostly done. It's only that maybe you want to revisit, like if we're gonna have a lot of options, for playing the multiplayer, why not have it maybe have its own window of maybe all of this redesigned. So we're thinking, we have some ideas for the command center, so maybe that will also be subject to change in the near future. And other little thing that I wanted to show you guys, and that's like something that's coming from it's a test right now, but it's coming for the academy, but it's also going to be used in the actual game, and that's an IP test. So basically what we had, and like OS and scan didn't work that well with IPs, and right now if you do, let's say, OS and scan on Bing, it will give you all the IPs related, all the domains related to that IP. So that's one thing we didn't have before, and like before, Western Scan would only show the the domain, like as fuzzer, but now you will be able to see the IPs. And let's say you do now an Western Scan on Ustream Live, on whatever, like that. Well, you'll be able to see, oh, there's cdn.newsstream live. You can see its IP, so you can do like reverse search with this, and that's a little thing, but I think it's pretty cool. It adds a little more depth to the game.
Yeah, it's a little closer to realism that way.
Exactly, which is what we want, right?
Doing this sort of DNS nonsense.
Exactly, we want to be
the IP address.
Let's be realistic. So that's one
is having digital export and Newsstream on the same IP, but it's and showing.
Yeah, that's mostly
colors.
that's mostly for that's for testing, and
I know it's gonna be in the real game.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that because someone in the chat was asking.
Oh yeah,
I trust you.
Yeah, it's not a hint for whatsoever. It's not it's just like we're testing some domains, and like we're preparing a lot of stuff for the academy, and that's one of the things we're gonna show in the academy that you can do with DNS and VOS mapping. So that's one cool thing, and that's what I do have. Let me just look in my list. Do you have any questions on your end, Codex?
So they're just freaking out because they think it's a secret. You said it wasn't secret, so
it wasn't that.
You know how they are.
Yeah. Well, we
not
never know.
Anything. It's just
maybe
testing things.
Or maybe it's an ARG. Ooh.
Maybe it's secret ARGs, or maybe it's just testing things.
Yeah, exactly. We don't go too into like.
Sometimes we just something, we just run with it.
Yeah, sometimes we do dev stuff, and Yeah,
That's really
if
awesome.
like if we continue to say that it's not important, people will think that it's actually important, and they'll go wild. But anyway, you can't even test it yet since it's not released. So
Yeah, that'll be in the next build anyway. So
exactly, which is gonna be in I don't know when it's gonna be, probably, and
we-
it's
it's being worked on. We hope
exactly
to have it out at some point in the near future.
exactly um, because there's so many things we change, and if I try to
Stuff
look,
that
yeah, I'm just trying to look right quickly at the list of stuff
which
that
list
we've
is lots of lists.
exactly. And well, there's also what we made is that we also made some changes to the back end, and I have an example right now. Like it won't change a thing, but now we've linked the turbine CETO cards to our main backend for items. So what is cool about that is that before, when you did like a spear fishing, when you did your attack, spear fishing attack with social engineering toolkit, you'll get a temporary um, card, a temporary C2 card, that once you disconnect or you close the game, it will disappear. Now what we added is that when you do your spear fishing attack and you quit the game and you come back, if let's say we can make your card last for like 2 or 3 days, well, your card will last for 2 or 3 days whether you quit the game or not, or if you disconnect or reconnect, your card is
Real
gonna
time decay.
exactly. So let's say you have a valid card for a day, well, you don't have to use it there. You don't have to. You can use it and wait for later, and you can play a lot more with temporary card, and we can add really like cool features with that. We can add it in special events or whatsoever, not necessarily in Fox Acid anymore. So we have more play with that, which is really cool. That's one of the things we've added. And let me just look what we added, and that's pretty much for the things that we've added for the past week. Otherwise, if I look right there, the only thing that I can say is that we already talked about the changes on the multiplayer experience, and I've talked a bit about like having private games, but we're planning to have a lot of other features and that we don't have right now, which is to like kick a player, and that's one of the things we want to do, to be able to have like a friends list, to be able to have like groups, and be able, maybe like that's one of the things we've had a talk on. I don't know how.
There's been a lot of discussion.
Yeah, and I don't know how.
None of these are promises, they're just thoughts and ideas and hopes.
Yeah, and I don't know how that will how that will be handled in terms of mechanic, in terms of experience. But what one of the things we'd like is that, let's say you have your faction where you could see all your faction members or whatsoever.
It works like a guild.
Yeah, exactly, like a guild. That's one of the things we would like to have, and one of the things we also would like to have would be like a, let's say, guild inventory, like a faction inventory. So let's say you would have like common items for a guild, but I don't even know if that will have time to develop all those. But that's like the things
It's a
that
thought.
exactly that's things that we're currently looking for the multiplayer. But definitely having like uh, being able to select your server and join private games, have private games, see have like some kind of friends list. That's things that are gonna be in the game sooner than later, I think. And all the other like guild things, that's one of the things like maybe a little bit later, but we'll get there. Don't worry, we'll have some really cool features for you guys. So
Pulitzer wanted to know when the new mission's coming. The answer to that is when we have an update, which is eventually.
what I can say is that the academy itself, and when it will be out, will have a lot of missions in it. And
They won't be like main lore missions, but we're working on the academy.
exactly, we're really trying to release that, so this will have contents. Of course, it will have some kind of gradation, so it will be like maybe easy at first and maybe a little bit harder, like, and the more you play, because the academy is a training ground, so of course, like when we're gonna show you to the like in DNS VOS mapping attack scan, well, you won't, like, you probably know already how, but let's say when you'll get toward the end, like like it will be almost be, well, I think it'll be almost like a current mission in terms of quality. Like it will be like a full complete mission with complex
Yeah, they'll be
hacking.
like missions. It's just like not
It
objectives.
exactly. It will have, well, it will have objective. It will be it's gonna be
Yeah,
different.
it's
It's gonna be
not going
different.
to progress the plot line. It's to learn.
Exactly, it's gonna be different, but don't worry, we're also working on the main story of the game, which is a whole other thing
Cool.
itself, and that's like all the missions we
I've
have
seen
right now.
snippets. It's really cool.
Exactly, we don't even know how much of the current content we have right now is gonna be in the
None of it is what I'm told. We're
yeah
not keeping basically any of these missions.
yeah
Because they're not part of the main plot line.
mm-hmm.
So they're mostly made to allow testing and to sort of show how. But the missions that we have in the game right now, they're beta missions. They're testing missions. They're not part of the main game.
Exactly, and like there's no say that we can't reuse them eventually as Easter eggs or
You could
whatsoever.
definitely keep them as like Easter egg type things, or put them in the academy, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we would use them in the academy. I think for Easter eggs, for people that play them during the beta, that would be cool to maybe reuse one of them.
Cool.
Probably like New Stream Life would be a good Easter
Side
egg.
missions.
Yeah, well, I think Easter eggs. I think that every mission, even side missions, side quests, whatever we call it, I think it has to have some kind of connection to the lore, and for in terms of missions, and like maybe you could, but if there's like secret missions and or let's say secret missions or secret stuff or like secret Easter eggs whatsoever, that could be cool, that you could, like, you want to have, I don't know if you would have like objective, like, and the first, and like right now, but it would be cool.
Uncover the trailhead and like.
Exactly, like let's say it would be cool if you could redo the new Stream Live experience. Like you would have all the domains there, but you will have to find them. So, but yeah, that could be like an option. But like I said, I can't promise anything as term of missions. But
Yeah.
definitely the main like quest, like quest line of the game. It's not gonna be the same as not gonna have anything to do with what we have at the moment. And so I think that's pretty much it for this week's content. It was a little bit more brief, and because like I said, we're really working on new things, and it's
There's a lot going on that's not visible, not easy things to show.
and there's all that academy thing that I'll already show you guys, but it's not there right now. And there's a last thing I don't think I mentioned it actually, but that we're currently working on is the network mapping there. That's gonna be released.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's that's one of the things we wanted to talk about. So the network
It was
mapping.
at the top of my list again.
Exactly, and then we almost forgot it. But yeah, network mapping right there. It's what it's gonna be is that when you do, like, let's say an S fuzzer on, not that, well, whatever, and an S fuzzer like this, every domain you would get will be this will be renamed domain mapping actually. For now, we'll have we would like to have a module that really does network mapping, and that would be domain mapping. So let's say you do a S fuzzer like this, and you get 3 domains. Well, you would have a list, a little bit like I won't have anything, but you would get a list of domains, and like a domain, like a list, like you have like a bit like credentials, but a little bit with less height. You will have a list of like your domains that you found, and if you do, let's say, uh, fingerprint on extranet. So right there you would have in domain mapping, you would have extranet, and you would have a little arrow on the left, and when you click it, if you have found technologies and vulnerabilities, those would add like a drop down menu below the domain. So you'd have like Newsstream Live, you would have CDN, you have extranet, and if you find things with fingerprint or or dig and WMI scanner, you would be able to look at them in the domain mapping. So basically what domain mapping will be is a place to record all the things you found in your OS fingerprint and DNS and VOS mapping, which is super cool because before you would always before you would always have to like, oh, what did I do a SFuzzer on? Okay, I have to do my SFuzzer again. Oh, okay, I have to do my OS fingerprint again.
Fuzzer up in like a different desktop and just leave it open the whole time.
Exactly. That's one of the tricks like we've developed with time. But you know what we're trying to make like StingOS more, well, not simplify, but more like um, automatic. You know, it automates more stuff and it saves more stuff, and you can have more ways to look your data. So everything you would find would be in your network mapping, so you won't have to like redo your SFuzzer, redo your stuff, and you would have like, let's say, a little log of all your domains, which is super neat. And that will be there probably in the next update of, I don't know when it's gonna be out, but
Eventually.
exactly. But it's gonna be super cool. And great. So now I think it's pretty much what we had to discuss for this week's new content and like discussions. Did you had any?
You're never doing that. Sorry, he asked if we would we'd have the command hack newsstreamlive.com, and I'm like, that's a little too automatic.
Let it come. Sorry, if you could like have the command right there in domain mapping.
To hack the server. Like, no, we're not going to do that.
No, I don't think so. We don't. Well, because we want
This kills the fun.
exactly. We want to keep the like. You would what
You still
what
gotta be clever.
yeah what would be cool, like that's one of the things that we talked about. What could be cool is that if you like, let's say you found an SFuzzer and you have found some domains, but you don't have any technologies for them yet, StingOS could propose to launch a fingerprint. That could be one of
Give
those.
you like tooltips.
Exactly. Well, you could propose, and you could like an XC score, and I don't know if I have that in my version. Do I have it? Oh no, it's only if I do I have it? Do I have it? No. Oh, sorry, I did. I can't play the game anymore. What am I doing? Okay, there you go. No. No. Okay, cool. It just clicked nonsense for a sec. Okay. Yeah, so it could be something like this. Let's say you have like StingOS detected that you have like in your case file in your command center on the right you have new domains, but you haven't done a fingerprint on those yet. Well, it could have like a little icon on the right. You could click it and it will launch a fingerprint. So like you know that you have a domain, but you don't have info or data on its technologies and ports. You could automate. You have like a little hint, like, okay, well, you have a suggestion to launch a fingerprint. So that's one of the things we talked about. I don't know how much we'll have, if we'll have it or not in the end, but that's one of the ideas we had for the domain mapping, because the goal is to like have a clear overview of every domain, subdomain, and technologies and ports and such that you found. So that's cool. And so did you had any other stuff on your end, Codex?
Nope.
No. So I think this is gonna be it for this week. And once again, and sorry if we didn't have that much stuff to show you guys this week. I hope you still
Any
like.
toys as usual, but lots of shiny words.
Exactly. But we hope to we'll probably have other cool stuff to show you guys soon, and we hope to have a new update for you guys soon, and we hope you like the Twitch for this week, and stay tuned for all the next weeks. We'll have more and more content.
Answering that question, I already answered your question, which was the same question.
Oh, sorry, Codex?
I'm talking to the chat.
Oh, okay. It's okay. We always talk to the
They're
chat.
getting the mom voice.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's okay. Okay, so yeah, if we so stay tuned for the next weeks. We'll have more and more content to show you guys, and have a good weekend.
Guys, all next Thursday, same
Yeah,
time, same channel.
Exactly. So goodbye.
Bye.
Closing root access. Goodbye.